Welcome to another video. I'm very excited about this week. I get to pull out all my rebar, all my steel. I got myself a brand new grinder because my old one broke, and I get to start welding boxes. I'm going to crack on with that, have a bit of fun with it, because I can't remember the last time I've used a welder. It's just a stick welder because that's cheaper than a MIG, and I look forward to bringing you along to my probably long learning curve. This thing is adorable. I've got all my bits. This is the first time using one of these units, so I'm going to read the instruction manual and then I'll come back and start fiddling with it. I've bent up this first ring. I need 2 of those per cube. The steel, it's only 6.3 mil. So I can bend that up relatively well by hand. I'm going to hook this thing up, try my luck, see how well I fail. Yep, sounds good. I've been messing around with the welder, and I've kind of had to play around. It's attached. I probably shouldn't be doing it on the deck that I just made. Yes, I stuck it together so that I could use it as like a little workshop deck. I didn't have any room at the time, but now I have a few little burnt spots on it, and I've finished playing around. I'm pretty sure that I have the welder set to the right setting for what I need it for, so I'm going to probably set you up on a time lapse and I'm just going to crack on. Sounds like fun. Let's do it. I'm not the best welder in the world, and I don't claim to be, because I suck. But I just need these welds to hold while these basically go in the ground. That's about it. So I'm going to bend up some more steel, because this stuff is relatively easy to bend up, and I figured that I can get one big square and one little square out of one steel rod. 2 steel rods go towards 2 boxes. We'll see how it goes, because I need about 24 boxes of one size and about 18 sizes of the other. 18 small boxes and 25 big boxes. I've got a whole day of basically just welding. Bending the rod, I've tried. Not the best method in the world, so for the next one I might just cut smaller lengths and just tack weld them all together. I don't mind doing that, because I have plenty of welding rods, and we'll see how things go. Onwards and upwards, I suppose. I've been doing a little bit of welding. I've been messing around with different methods of making up these boxes. Attempt 1. Dodgiest looking things you've ever seen, but they're still usable. Attempt 2. Squared off, neat, tidy. And now I can just weld a piece of rebar under the corners and good to go, because then if that way works better than the first way of bending it all, I've already cut a heap of lengths. I can just cut everything to the length I want the squares to be, tack weld them all together, add the rebar, good to go. Yes, I'll go through more welding rods, but it's neater, it's tidier, and the fact that they are house footings, I want things to kind of stay together. Today's probably going to be wrap up because I'm going to pick the kids up from daycare soon. So I'm going to keep messing around with the welder and I want to try and get somewhat decent at it. Burnt myself a few times, but comes with the nature of welding. I have welding gloves, but I don't like wearing gloves. These are my gloves. I will see you guys tomorrow because I will be doing the exact same thing tomorrow. I'll see you then. So like I said before, attempt 1, looking dodgy as anything. Attempt number 2 actually looks like a box. The welding still isn't too flash. It'll do the job. It'll definitely do the job. I'm happy with that, and I think that's how I'll do the rest of the boxes. For the next 2-3 days, that's all I'm going to be doing. I probably won't record a lot of that because that's literally just me sat down welding for 2 days straight. If there's anything you want me to show off, if you want to learn something, or if there's something that you want to know, write it down in the comments, let me know. And in the next video, I might address a lot of those comments and we'll see where we go from there. And I'll catch you in the next clip. So today is going to be a brief day on the block because the sky looks pretty gnarly and we're expecting rain within the next couple days. Today's only going to be bits and pieces. I hope this works. I've got the windbreaker foam sleeve on the GoPro. I've just been cruising, cutting bundles of steel. I worked out yesterday after playing around with welder a little bit that it is easier for me instead of bending each one of these long rods into the square that I need for the box. I have no efficient way of bending everything, and the first 2 boxes that I tried doing that didn't work at all. They're still usable boxes, but they look horrendous. But I cut individual pieces as I needed them and the box turned out almost perfectly square. I voted for myself that that is the way that I'm going to do the boxes from now on. Each bundle of steel is 4 lengths, so I'm cutting them into 8 length bundles and I need 25 bundles. I've already got 2 large boxes made up, so that's minus 2 bundles. Almost 12 bundles I've cut so far, so that's 12, so that means I only need to cut about 9 more bundles at this length, and then I gotta cut another 17 bundles at just a bit shorter. So these are at lengths of 40 centimeters. The shorter lengths are 35. I might just prop you guys up and time lapse me just cutting steel, and we'll see where this leads.
The movements for those who
finished up 23 bundles here because there's already 2 large boxes in the shed. So now that that's done, I'm going to gather them all up and put them in the shed because it's forecast to rain for the next several days. I might not be able to come out here until next week. I will put those bundles in the shed somewhere and then I'll start on the shorter lengths I only need 18 bundles of the short ones. I already have one box, so I only need 17 bundles. After yesterday trying and fiddling around with the welder, all of my hard work, I added a bit of character. There are some burn spots all over the deck, but that adds character. I like character. I'll probably put you up on another time lapse and just keep cutting. I don't know what I'm going to do with the spare offcuts. I might keep them and I can just add extra stability to the boxes and just weld them on the inside of the boxes. I'm saying boxes a lot. But today, even though the weather is very gloomy, I still want to be productive. So that's what I'm doing. The wind is starting to pick up. It won't stop me. I have all my bits out. If it starts raining, I'll have to scramble and put them all in the shed. We'll crack on. I managed to cut 9 bundles of the short lengths, but I have all of this offcut. Got some this long, I've got some this long, and a little long length there left over. So I need a total of 18 small boxes. I've done one, so I need 17 bundles. I have 9 there. So I could probably use up those little offcuts, possibly. That will be the last thing I do, because then I'll find out how much more steel rod I'll need to finish all the boxes that I need to put together. The new grinder works a treat, and I'm probably going to store these in the shed separate to the long lengths so I can tell the difference between the two. And I'm probably going to chill out for the rest of the day. And I'll look forward to having a little bit of rain on the block. Not enough to flood and make things difficult, but enough to kind of green everything up. I will leave it off here, and I will be coming back next week after the rain has gone. And then we'll see what we can get done with what we have available. So I'll catch yous next week. So, a little update. This is the extent of my day. That's what I've done so far. And that's all I've got left for the big boxes. Once I've finished doing all of these, I'll get the rebar out and start turning these frames into boxes. And then things get exciting. I will have to improvise for the small boxes, because I don't quite have enough steel to make all of the small boxes. From yesterday's video, or from yesterday's clips I did, there's a lot of offcuts that probably contributed to me not having enough steel, because I'm only 7 boxes of steel short. I'm probably going to make as many boxes as I can, so then I know exactly how many more steel rods I'm going to need to finish the job. And then I'm going to make some phone calls and see what it's going to cost me to hire a digger to then start digging holes. That's the exciting part, and I look forward to it. There's a few other people within this little community eco village that are getting work done to their properties as well. Don't feel as bad about annoying the neighbors with all of the noise I'm making here, because other people are doing it too. I am going to continue on and see how many more frames I can weld up before the weather turns south, because it was supposed to rain today. It rained last night, and it's supposed to rain again this afternoon. I'm making the most of the clear skies that I have to do as much as I can. I don't know when I'll be out here again, depending on the weather. Fingers crossed I can come back out here tomorrow and do some more welding. I've sliced my hand open, I've burnt my hand, I've gotten splinters from the steel. Yes, steel splinters in your finger. not very pleasant, but I'm slowly getting better at welding. I will see you in the next clip. Hopefully that'll be tomorrow, but we'll see. Catch you then. Well, I'm on the block again. I feel like I say that a lot. It's because it's been a very busy week so far, between what I did in the last video, building the deck for the shed. It's midweek for me right now. I've already spent 2 days on the block welding a ton of steel together in preparation for welding together the steel boxes I need for the footing. It's another step forward, but in doing that, I ran out of all of my long sleeve work tops. So yesterday I wore a short sleeve, current one I'm wearing. And for those people who who have welded or does a lot of welding, I got welder's sunburn along my arm, the inside of my elbow. What that is it's basically a sunburn that you get from the arc exposure of the welding, and it basically affects your skin like you've been stood out in the sun too long. The inside of my arm is all sunburnt from welding yesterday without a long sleeve top on, and I've got more welding rods. I'll be doing this again on Saturday. It is currently Thursday at the moment, and I hope to get all of the welding done, or at least close to.